her stomach and her intestines did not work. She lived her life on the couch with the heating position on her stomach in a fetal position. She was on 10 medications a day, given to her several times throughout the day, and in and out of hospitals, ERs. Her life just consisted of pain and agony and pain at like a level 10 all the time.
And so this already is a faith struggle for you and your husband and your family. And on top of that, there was an event that took place in her life that really, I would say, increased the concern exponentially, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. Annabelle suffered for a little over 4 years. She began to get very mentally and emotionally tired of the fight, tired of the struggle. And then there was a particular day when Abby, the older sister, encouraged her to come outside and to participate in doing some things they used to love to do, which was climbing trees. Annabelle, and that was a miracle in itself that she found the strength to do that day. And they set out into the grove of trees on our property and set out to climb trees. And it was then that a miraculous event happened, and Annabelle was ultimately healed from her 2 incurable digestive disorders.
Well, this is a story that, and we were talking just a few minutes ago, it really has several different dynamics. Obviously, just the struggles that you had faced in light of Annabelle's health concerns. Then she falls, and it was what, about 30 feet?
Yes, sir, 30 feet head first.
Oh, my goodness. Then to survive that fall, and also after the fall occurred, there was another dynamic of what Annabelle experienced.
Absolutely. It was a miracle that she fell 30 feet head first and didn't suffer paralysis or broken bones. She walked away. But while Annabelle was in that tree, and possibly, we don't know, while she was non-responsive, Annabelle tells us that she had this experience in the tree. And she tells me the next day, you know, Mommy, I went to heaven when I was in that tree, and I sat on Jesus' lap. And I told him I wanted to stay because there's no pain in heaven, Mommy. But he told me that I couldn't. I had to go back. And that the firefighter, well, that he had plans for her on earth that she could not fulfill in heaven. But when the firefighters get me out, there will be nothing wrong with me. And here we are today, and Annabelle's on 0 medications. She has been released from the care of her pediatric gastroenterology specialist. She's asymptomatic. She is living life to the fullest.
The goal was, how do we bring inspiration? How do we bring another great true story? Because I think Hollywood is so overpopulated with all the visual effects and the superheroes, and those movies are great and they do wonderful. But what about the real superhero being the everyday person? You know, the everyday father, everyday mom, the everyday family. And we think that Miracles from Heaven does a wonderful job of showing the power of the Beams, you know, really being a superhero family, in that they didn't shy away from the problems. They didn't, turn their back on each other when things got tough. And they stayed in there and they hung in there for their daughter. And ultimately, God showed up and a miracle happened that changed their lives forever. Heaven is for real. I think at its core, the way we always looked at that story was, you know, we all carry a death anxiety. You know, we know that death is inevitable to a degree. And, you know, there is sometimes this anxiety that we carry. And the movie Heaven is for Real and the book Heaven is for Real really answers that. In the face of death, you don't have to worry, because there is a better place. Heaven is for real. Jesus is alive. God loves you. There is a better place. So with miracles, we don't explore that question. We explore the question, are miracles real? Does God communicate to us? Are we alone? And through the course of this journey, you begin to realize that miracles are real, that God does love and care for us, and he speaks to us every day through miracles. Some that we consider small, some that we consider big, but miracles are miracles nonetheless. And so this film is very different than the experience in the journey of Heaven is for Real. Here you have a mother who is leading the charge for the healing of her daughter, and the story takes an unexpected turn that if we had tried to write this as a fiction story, we couldn't have made this as good as it is, being that it is a true story. So those are some of the things that really distinguish it and delineate it from Heaven is for Real.